The 5 key factors in every world-class program. Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. In today's video, nobody asked a question, but I was sitting here and I was studying, as I do every single day, and I am rereading the book Triphasic Training by Dietz. And I came across something that I wanted to talk to all of you about, and a quote that I really like about when you are reading and rereading books is that when you reread a book for the second or third or fifth or 10th time, you find new information in that book that you didn't find before. And it's not because it wasn't there before, it's because you are a different person than you were before. I really like that. And I'd like to think that I am a better coach than the last time that I read this book. So now I am finding new insights that I didn't quite catch before. But one thing that he talks about in this book that I wanted to talk to all of you about is the 5 key factors in every world-class program. The author Dietz said that he says that every world-class program has these 5 key factors in it. So think about all of the professional athletes around the world. Think about the Division I athletes, the Olympic athletes. They all have programming that they are doing. They are all training to become the best athletes that they can be. You are training. So as I go through these 5 key factors of world-class programs, I would like you to think about the programming that you are on. Are you on one of my programs? Are you on one of PGF Performances or THP Strength or Jump Science or Knees Over Toes Guy or Just Jamari? Or is it your own programming that you have written for yourself? Or is it a local coach around your neighborhood? Think about the programming that you are doing right now to become the best athlete you can possibly be. And ask yourself, are all 5 of these key factors present in my current programming? Because they should be if you want it to be the best program possible for you and deliver the best results possible for you. So here we go. 5 key factors of world-class training programs. Number 1 is high volume. Dietz says that high volume, the total weight lifted per session or per workout, high volume is present in every world-class training program. And once I go through all of these, we'll go through one by one, and I'll talk about what I do in my programs and what you can do in your programming to get the best results for you and specific to vertical jump. So number 1 is high volume. Number 2 is high intensity. And this one obviously makes sense. You can't get great results if you're bullshitting, right? You have to do some high intensity work to get some gains. So number 2 is high intensity, the percentage of an athlete's maximum lift during a workout, or how hard that athlete is pushing during that given workout. Number 3 is high frequency, the number of times the athlete trains per week. So he says that world-class programs, they are using high frequency. They are training multiple times a week. That one's a little bit obvious too, but we'll talk about that soon. Number 4, high expectations. The expectations of the athlete are that there are no missed workouts, no skip sets, and failed reps are unacceptable. So obviously we should all have high expectations for ourselves as well. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes if we're in the gym and we're like, man, that last set was hard. We look at our workout, damn, this is going to take me 30 more minutes. I'm just going to skip it. He says that in world-class programs with world-class athletes, that's unacceptable. And you can see how that would translate to a better athlete, not skipping sets, having high expectations for yourself. And then number 5 is he said that overreaching was present in every single world-class training program. So overreaching, the difference between, so I'll just break these down for you in case anybody has any questions or any confusion. Progressive overload is doing more than last time. You have to stimulate your body. You have to force your body to change by doing more than you did before, right? You have to force new adaptation. That is progressive overload. Overreaching would be training hard over and over and over. And he says pushing up to, but not past adrenal fatigue. So that means that you push really hard, but then once you reach the point where your body is really fatigued, you don't keep pushing, because if you keep pushing workout after workout after workout, working so hard, you would then go into overtraining. So overreaching is pushing to the point of overtraining, but then you stop and you allow your body to rest. Overtraining would be pushing to the point where you're really fatigued, you need to rest. Maybe you need to deload a couple days, maybe a week deload, but then you just keep going and you keep overtraining, and then adrenal fatigue occurs. Then, and this is the most important part, this is a very important distinction. He says, this isn't to say that all 5 factors are present all the time in every single workout, in every single training block. When one form of stress begins to lose its novelty on the athlete's system, the coach cycles in a new high-level stressor to spur further positive adaptation. Let me say that again, in case you started daydreaming, in case you started bullshitting and you didn't hear me. What he said was, when one form of stress, I just gave you 5 forms of stress, 5 factors for world-class programs. When one of these factors begins to lose its novelty on the athlete's system, aka it stopped fucking working. I hit a plateau, coach. What do? I ain't getting gains anymore. When you hit a plateau and one of these stressors stops working, the coach cycled in a new high-level stressor. He cycled in one of these other factors. So if you're doing high volume and you're getting gains, and then your high volume stops getting you gains, he might have cycled in high intensity or higher frequency. So very important. That is the biggest distinction, because you can't do all 5 of these all the time. You're just going to fuck yourself up. Imagine if you had to do high volume and high intensity and high frequency every single week for the rest of your life. You would dwindle down to nothing. Okay, so let's talk about them one by one. And I'll talk about how I use them in my own programming, just so that you can understand how I use them, so that maybe you want to use them in your programming as well. By the way, get my programs. Stop playing with your gains. Stop trying to watch these videos and put it all together yourself. Get my programs. Let me be your coach. I'm just kidding. If you want to put it all together yourself, that's why I make these videos. I am here to help you. So here we go. One by one. High volume. The way that I use high volume is I use high volume at the beginning of my programs. We'll talk about Beyond the Rim 2. I start with high volume and Beyond the Rim 2. And then I go from high volume, low intensity, to lower volume, but higher intensity. And this is called linear periodization. I'm not a genius. I didn't make this up. As much as I like to think I'm smart, I'm not that smart. I did not create that. So what you can do in your programs is you can start with a higher volume phase. If you're a beginner, a lot of beginners get great results from doing higher volume, less intensity, because they don't need that much intensity. What they need is hypertrophy and strength, and to build a base, they need a prep phase. So higher volume, once you build a great base of strength, then we are going lower volume, but we are going higher intensity. So those are how I use the first 2 factors in my programming. Okay, then we are getting into high frequency. I have various weeks in my Beyond the Rim 2 program where we lift twice per week. Actually, I have minor workouts. So in my Beyond the Rim 2 program, it's always 6 days a week. Okay, but I'm talking about high intensity workouts. There may be only 2 high intensity workouts that week. Sometimes there are periods where we do 3 high intensity workouts that week. Maybe we do 3 weeks of 3 high intensity workouts, followed by 2 weeks of 2 high intensity workouts, so that we can use tip number 5, which is overreaching, pushing to the point of adrenal fatigue, but not past. And then once we push ourselves to that point, we relax, we let off the gas a little bit, and we allow for that recovery and adaptation to occur. So that is how I use high volume, high intensity, high frequency. I like to have cycles of 3 high-intensity days a week and 2 high-intensity days a week. High expectations, I'm not going to talk about this one too much. The expectation of the athlete is no missed workouts, no skip sets, and no failed reps. When we do vertical jump training, we are rarely going to failure, but you shouldn't be skipping sets. You definitely shouldn't be skipping workouts. But I will talk about this. This is so important. And I'll include this with the overreaching. The point that the athlete is pushed to but not past adrenal fatigue. Guys, listen to me. You would get better results. You, watching this program, would get better results if you did not follow my Beyond the Rim 2 program the way that I have laid out my Beyond the Rim 2 program. And that might be mind-blowing to you. Let me explain what I mean. Here's what I mean. I don't know what you go through on a weekly basis. I don't know that you're a 38-year-old dude in 3 men's leagues and you got 3 games this week. I don't know that you have AAU on the weekends. So while you're going through my programming, I don't know your weekly schedule. So if you get to a day where you are supposed to have a high-intensity workout in my program or in PJF program or in any coach's program or in your own program, and you are fatigued that day and you can't give that workout your all, you would get better results if you did not do that workout. And I'm not saying skip it, I'm saying push it to the next day. You would get better results if in the app I use, I don't want to sidetrack too much, but on my Beyond the Rim 2 program, we use an app. It is called Train Heroic. You can schedule your program in the future. So let's say right now it's September, 20, whatever. Might be October when you watch this, but let's just say it's October 1st. And I push my Beyond the Rim 2 program to November 1st. There is something that you can do called move this session to today in the app. So I scheduled it a month ahead. I'm going to move my first workout to today. Then I'm going to move the second workout to tomorrow. And then once Wednesday comes, I'm going to do that workout and I'm going to keep going through the workouts. But on any given day, when it's time for me to do a workout and I am too fatigued, let's say I had a basketball game late last night. Coach Nate doesn't know that you had a basketball game late last night. So I scheduled you a high-intensity workout. You should push that workout to the next day and just do some light mobility, go for a walk, do some foam rolling, do some recovery, do some deep breathing, eat well, sleep well, take a nap, and recover. Then do that next high-intensity workout. Most of you would get way better gains if you didn't follow these programs the exact way that the coaches have the programs laid out. And you added in extra recovery when you needed that extra recovery. Okay? But anyways, this video is pretty long. I did a good bit of yapping. Hopefully, these 5 key factors of world-class programs are also included in your program. And make sure that once you hit one given stressor that has given you gains and then you see a plateau, and for any of you out there who have hit a plateau on your vertical jump, you can't figure out why your vertical jump is not increasing. Maybe it's that you need more recovery. Maybe it's that you need to introduce a new stressor and try a different one of these 5 stressors. Maybe you need to do more frequency. Maybe you need to do less frequency. Maybe you need to do lower intensity, higher volume. Maybe you need to do higher intensity, lower volume. Introduce a new stressor, and you will probably see gains and force new adaptation on your body. But that's it for today. Leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. Let me know if you like these type of videos where I just ramble about stuff that I'm learning on my own, or that I'm rereading on my own. But comment jump for that free vertical jump training program. Let me be your coach. Stop playing with your gains. Get my programs. I walk you through my programs. I am there every step of the way, typing right back to you. Hey, Coach Nate, what do I do right now? I'm typing back. do this. Boom. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.